Well, good morning everyone. We're in Shark Bay. It actually worked pretty well, eh?
Yeah. This actually is a good high hill climbing stick. Where's the cave, mate? Never cut the cheese.
Well, Mum's cut the cheese. So, no idea what to expect here. Well, it's a few tracks going everywhere here. Love a little area down the back here, sort of really nice under the trees here, and just got some good vibes. If you like what we do and want to see more content from us, check out our Patreon page where we currently have a 7-day free trial available. We are powered up by iTech gear and we use Vic off-road gear everywhere we go. Okay, so good morning. We've got a break in the weather now. It's absolutely beautiful, but it's not going to be beautiful for long. Unfortunately, the wind's going to pick up pretty massively in a couple hours time. So Anita's got some work that she has to do, and I'm just doing the rounds now to track down Hurley, who I think is at the jumping pillow, which I'm not too disappointed about, because the fact that I had to come out here and round him up reminded me of something that I forgot for something I want to do here, but bear with me. Righto, so I figured I'd bring it down to show you this spot here. I'm not sure if the kids are too keen to get out at the moment. It is early-ish in the morning, and I don't think they're that keen to get in the water yet, but this place is called Little Lagoon. It's maybe a 5 or 10 minute drive out of Denham, on your way to Monkey Mire. It's free, it's marvellous on a good day, but even on a bad day like today, it's still bloody beautiful. The water is very, very shallow, so basically there's sort of an outlet that sort of comes in from the sea. I'll try and get the drone up in a minute and show you, but there's an outlet sort of to the ocean there that sort of on low tide, high tide sort of fills this up with water, and basically the water in here is always a very nice blue colour. It is very clean. It is very shallow, so you can walk out 50 metres and you won't be any higher than sort of knee height. So if you got young ones, like for us, when we've been here previously and the kids were young, this is where you want to bring them, especially on a warm day. You want to cool down and get out of town. This is the place you want to be. It's absolutely beautiful. It is four-wheel drive access to get onto the beach here, so you can two-wheel drive access to the bit where we drove in there, and you can park there and then come for a bit of a walk. So it wouldn't be far to load up your car or your sedan and grab everything and bring them down to the water. So it definitely wouldn't be any different to going to the beach and parking the car park, so to speak. But if you've got a four-wheel drive, you can drive anywhere along the coast here. I didn't need to let my tyres down at all because it's also a fairly well-used track, and it's very sort of hard. There is some sort of softer spots. Something else you can do as well, that just reminded me, was you can do four-wheel drive tours and quad biking tours and those types of things. That obviously what it is there, and I tell you what, if you could get on that, this would be a pretty fun place to come around and burn around the area. There is some more tracks around here that we're going to explore this afternoon, because one area we haven't been into before is, I'm not sure how to say this, so this might be a bit of a laugh. I think is it Franco's Peron National Park. I'm doing my best to pronounce it. This afternoon we're going to head up there and have a bit of a look and see what's there, but for the moment, check this one out. It's a beauty of a spot here. Unfortunately, it is pretty windy here at the moment. The drone was battling the whole time and there's all sorts of alarms going off. The Mavic 3 does really well with wind, I've got to say, but anytime you're using it in the wind, they're saying to land it immediately. That's a sign to get out of the sky. What we're doing now is, yesterday we came into Market Mire, we've seen this track and we've seen a couple of cars pull down here, and we spoke to the guy when we were checking in the entrance to Market Mire there, and he said, yeah, the track exists and it does take you down the beach, but be careful because most people that head down here and try and get on the beach, they get bogged. So if you go down there, don't expect any help, because it is a bit of a risk and it's not like an area that they sort of authorise. So no idea what to expect here. I imagine the people were coming through here because the beach would have been spectacular. Well, it's a few tracks going everywhere here. Might have to get the drone up to see if I can work out the best way to the beach here, do some recon. So there's some signs driving in here that said that this is Redcliffe Bay, and this is just inside the that national park. See, this is sort of where it starts with the red cliffs meets the ocean type of thing. So you got the red down there, and you got the beach sand down there. Unfortunately, the tide's out at the moment. It's out by a mile, so there's not really much to show. And I can see down there where people drive on the beach. I can only assume that once the tide's up, it will actually be pretty nice here, but unfortunately the drive out here wasn't fruitful this time. But I don't think there's much to see in regards to coastline. There's something out there on the water. Looks like a house or something, so I'm not sure that's where they were. I did look up and see something about a pearling house. There is actually a few tracks going around here, so definitely worth an explore, and I've got to say. So whoever had this little fire here had the right idea, because the sun actually goes straight down there, and with the water up, and I'm not sure if you can, you know, the You can see how blue the water is. Maybe the drone will be able to show you, but the water's really clean and it would be a pretty special view, that's for sure. If you're actually looking to do the drive in here, we didn't let our tyres down at all. It was all pretty easy. A couple little rocky bits, but nothing that would give you any sort of real concerns. Now driving out there, we did nearly get stuck, but keep in mind, I haven't let my tyres down at all, so if you're driving the red stuff, you really shouldn't get bogged at all. And as we're driving out now, I'll just show you some of the drone footage I got before. It's actually really nice, and it actually gives you a better perspective once you're up in the sky.
And then I'm going to send up samples and she's going to take it to them to try.
Okay, so you're back at camp now, and oh, it is glorious. The weather is absolutely bloody magnificent. Kind of happy, kind of devo and spin we didn't experience more of this, but I thought while I'm here, I'll actually sort of show you a bit around the campsite here, because I don't think I've done it yet. But first thing is, remember I was talking the other day about these little shells? They're nice to walk on, but be careful, there's some bloody pointy ones. So we managed to score a spot literally right in front of the toilets and showers, and there's plenty here. Sorry about the noise down there. Some bloke's doing a bit of bloody angle grinding off the back of his car there, so I assume he's fixing up something. Love a little area down the back here, sort of really nice under the trees here, and just got some good vibes. And then sort of through here again, we've got this up here at the moment, which actually turned out to be a good idea because it was very windy yesterday and last night, and without this it would have been blowing us guts out right through the camp down. We wouldn't have been enjoying it so much, so we don't use this very often. I could probably, you know, tell you definitely not more than a half a dozen times with all the camping we've done.
Perfect.
But it's been nice to put it down when it started raining and put them up when it's nice and sunny like this. But it's going to be coming raining again, so we're going to leave it up. And using the drill-in pegs here, because it is very hard ground, so
on the what?
Keep that in mind. If you
I didn't even talk about it.
You might be able to get in pegs, like metal pegs, but personally I don't know. You could try it, but I'm not sure. I recommend screwing pegs if you got them. And see here, nice big sights all the way down there, and plenty of room here. I can't remember what we paid. I'll chuck on screen, but it's a really nice park. The access is fantastic. You got the town there, so you could leave your car here and go for a walk down the foreshore there. And there's a couple of jetties there that look pretty reasonable for fishing. Every time I've driven past there, there's always been people filleting fish at the filleting bays there, and there's a few there, so there is a massive playground down there for the kids as well, and plenty of shops and those types of things. But no, we're really enjoying our stay here, and we don't want to leave, that's for sure. I'm just here at the park entrance now, and basically this is where you sign in your register and all those types of things. On the board here they've got all the fees, camping fees, entry fees, all those types of things. But if you do have a national park pass, then you don't need to pay anything here. It's just the camping side of it you do, and We ended up getting a 5-day national park pass, which was 25 bucks. So figured $5 a day, can't go wrong with that. And a bit of information here and a bit of info on the board here. And but anyway, let's get into it. So we're just here at Big Lagoon at the moment. It's 10 k's off from, I think, what they call the precinct. Now it's 2-wheel drive up to that point, which is about, I don't know, 5 or 10 minutes in, but then there's actually a bay there where you can actually air up and you know, a bit of information there. So I recommend you run 20 psi. We're talking to a guy who was there, and he said probably 30 you'd be fine, so I went 25 and it's been fine this far. Sorry, it's been a bit quiet because a few people around here, and this guy's just about to get his drone out just in front of me here, which I think he might have a bit of trouble with the wind, but I'll try and get the drone up in a sec. But where we are here, there's a couple of barbecue areas and it's out of the wind here, like it's literally just behind the alcove, but as soon as you walk out there, it's blowing its head off. It's so windy. Unfortunately, we're not seeing the best of it today, but we'll chuck the drone up in a second and we'll see how it goes. Now, just before we jump back in the car, and Meats and Zach want to tell you about something.
Do we?
The shells.
Oh yeah.
This spot here, fairly convinced would be much nicer normally than it is today. I'm saying that because Little Lagoon, where we were this morning, didn't look anywhere as nice as it has on previous occasions. But there's a couple of, I guess, barbecues and little picnic areas there. There's toilets here as well. The campground's just next to it, and yeah, it's pretty well set up for day visitors. But anyway, we're gonna track on to the next point, but we'll jump back within a sec with. Now, driving in, there were some signs up saying soft sand ahead. They weren't lying. I had to give it to it to come through, and it might be some fun for you to watch with us driving out. So we've come across the other side of the Cape here. We figured, like, on the, where were we? I think we're on the west side of the Cape, and that was super windy, so we thought we'll come across the other side and hopefully it's not as windy. And this is where we were. So where are we? That's Denham down the bottom there. That was the starting point there, and that's where we aired up. Then we drove across here to Big Lagoon. That's where we were before. So we had to come back down on the track here, where I had to follow a guy in a Ram. He didn't want to let me pass for some reason. Not sure what his go was, but he was holding me up anyway. Thankfully, he turned off down here, and we've gone back up the track up here, and we come across to here, which is Herald Bight. And this side here is very different. It is still windy, but the beach here is absolutely beautiful. There's actually a guy camping, sorry, a couple camping up here on their own. They've got the whole beach themselves. So I know, I guess everyone's sort of choosing the other side for different reasons. I'm not too sure. There's nothing else out here. There was two cars, other cars here. We rocked up. They've just taken off, and it's just us and this old couple here. Then you just got to ride out and just enjoy life, which is pretty special. Nate's gonna grab the paddleboard out and have a bit of a go here. The water is absolutely beautiful, nice and clear, but the beach, the sand is sort of really strange. It's just sort of all sorts of different sort of shells, and Zach and Hurley were having a blast out here trying to fit around with that, but I'll show you real quick.
There's all these sort of, like, I have to work out what they're off
It's
of.
weird, they're all broken off, but they're all shiny, like you can sort of see them on here.
That almost
That's
looks like a
massive.
turtle shell, I know. There's lots of big bits like that though. I don't know, I'd have to do, somebody out there knows what it is, but I don't know what it's off of, but yeah.
Off of?
The tide went out tonight a lot more than it usually does, so it's what the locals call shelling season, so where you go around and get all the really good shells. But yeah, we're loving it. We've never seen it before.
I have lots of shells.
You want shells? Holy smokes, I have got a few in there. Open it up. Open up, we can see in there. Wow, that's a lot. What are you going to do with them?
Just keep them.
Make them into a necklace, maybe?
Yeah. That's what I was hoping for.
Okay, cool, man. For those who enjoy history, there's what's called a, what is it? There's remains of an old fish canning factory which was established in 1933 and converted to a fish freezer in 1938.
Yeah.
The freezer was closed in 1947 when a new freezer plant was built in Denham. And you can launch boats here, but
Yeah.
basically, I'll show you in a sec, it's just concreted up and there's not much there, but there's obviously a bit of history to this side of town, and they use this to transfer a lot of fish and those types of things. Looking at the map here, there's quite a few things you can see and explore and do up here, but hey, we've only got so much time, but I might get the drone up here and we'll give you a bit of a look around here. Wow, this is a lovely spot. You know, had a great paddle out there, and the water here it's beautiful. It's actually not real cold, it's actually reasonably warm, and it's just clear as, honestly. Like, I'm not sure if it showed up on the drone, but you know, I had it out probably 50 meters and it was showing the bottom, you know, clear as without any problems at all. This area, man, it's one thing about it, a lot of it is protected and untouched, and you know, if you love swimming in nice clean waters, this is a place to come. But this is a ripping beach here, so maybe it's an option for you if you want to get away from the crowds. There's no one here, and it's afternoon now, so maybe there was more here earlier, I'm not too sure, but definitely a bit calm on this side, and we're just going to pack up here now, and we're going to head back, and then it's got to have a bit of a drive. So the drive through here is fairly sandy and mild corrugations, but nothing bad, but just super sandy. So 25 psi was definitely enough. I guess just the extra, for me, the extra tire pressure with the 19-inch rims, you know, just takes the stress off the tires a bit and allows me to drive a bit faster, and probably give the kids a bit of a drive on the way back through now as well. So likely we'll be talking to you next when we're back at camp. Rightio, so we're back at camp here now. It's absolutely marvellous here at the moment. The evenings here, like when the weather's nice, are absolutely fantastic, and right now is no exception. I'll chuck the drone up in a second, give you a shot of the sunset over the town, because I feel like you know, this will probably best capture this place. So yeah, the national park up there was really nice. It is a bit of a drive up there. Like I think it's about 40 k's from when you check into the tip, which is Campground. But remember, the roads are really sandy. You know, and you probably drive maximum 60 k's. You know, I was sort of doing 70 k's at some spots, but it is a long drive up there. So if you're heading up there, make sure you give yourself plenty of time and you work your way through it. But the beaches were nice, and we've now got a taste of what it's like, and we definitely want to come back and actually go and camp there and explore a couple of spots there, because there's plenty there to see, that's for sure. What I might do is I'll chuck the drone up here and I'll give you a look at the sunset. Enjoy this. So that's us done with Denham, and it didn't go to plan weather-wise. The caravan park we stayed at, which was the seaside one in Denham, that was a fantastic park. It was really well set up. The facilities were fantastic, heaps to do for the kids. Was it table tennis tables, kept them busy up in the room there, a bit of a games room there, and
the facilities where we were fantastic. I don't know if you saw the toilets down by the front. So I think the bit we were staying at must have been a new area. Yeah, okay. Because there's older toilets and stuff down the front. Yeah. Okay. Anyway.
So stay up the top.
Yeah.
Good to go.
It's away from the wind, and yeah.
The town itself is always a delight. It's just a nice little spot there. The butcher that I was going to check out isn't there anymore, so yeah, I guess do your best to support the local. I think we probably were there on a Monday just after the weekend, so most likely they got cleaned out there. But there's 2 supermarkets there, and there's a chemist, and there's everything you need really.
Yeah. Do you know where you're going, or are you just following roads?
Following roads. We came down that way, but we could have came in this way. The national park was really cool. The weather wasn't the greatest when we were there, so fairly sure we didn't get to see the best of it, but we also didn't get to see a lot of it either. So did you have any other thoughts or recommendations?
Stay here longer.
Yeah,
there's just so much to explore and do.
So we've been here, well, I don't know, maybe half a dozen times now, and every time we come here we see something different and we never want to leave.
Yeah.
And right now is another one. The weather's just perfect now, and I hope you enjoyed our stay here. Yeah, you know, the weather wasn't great, but we did the best with what we could. And last time we were here, we did a few different experiences. So I'll chuck a link in the video of what we did last time if you want to see a little bit more of it and sort of see it with a different lens, because we don't tend to do the same thing twice. So I actually don't even remember what we did on that trip.
Last time we were here was a trip home from going around Oz.
That's right, we stayed at Monkey Mile last time.
Yeah, we did.
That's right.
Went to the dolphin feeding and stuff.
Yeah, it was very different.
Have you mentioned they're not doing the dolphin feeding now?
No, I don't think I did cover that. So what was I go with that?
So with the dolphin feeding, they're not letting volunteers, or they're not letting people feed. It's only the volunteers that work for, I don't know what it is, Parks and Wildlife. Yeah. So they're only letting them do the feeding at the moment. So it's actually really good, because last time we were here, a couple of the dolphins, they were a bit worried because a few of them had died and they weren't calving properly. But this time there were heaps of extra babies, and another one was pregnant, and yeah, they're growing again. I don't know if that's got anything to do with the feeding or
there was definitely more in the afternoon. So yeah, if you're going to do the dolphin feeding, don't feel like you have to get the one in the morning, because the one in the morning has always been the busiest, and I think each time you've gone back the second or the third time, it's actually been better than what the first one was anyway. It's a bit strange. So we were there at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. not for the feeding, we were just there hanging out, and that's when more came up than we've ever seen.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching the video. Really appreciate your support, and would love it if you liked the video and drop a comment and let us know what you thought, and if you had any questions. But I'm Diesel, Anita here from Getting Around Isles Camper Trailer Traveling. We'll see you next one. Hooroo.
See ya.
You did not.
Certainly did.
Okay.
Have a good day, everyone.
And how to have it. I don't think that. Adios, we're back here at camp now, and what I might do is I might chuck the drone up in a second, give you a shot of the sunset. It's absolutely marvelous.